Hi YouTube, 1986 Foxbody Mustang. I've pretty well completed my new interior install on the car. Last thing I'm going to be doing for this year on the interior of the car is the new steering wheel. So I want to get rid of the factory steering wheel. I want to put a custom one in. I've already took the liberty of removing the covers on the steering column. You'll need to do that. Apparently you'll need to disconnect the battery, so I've done that already, because otherwise as soon as you disconnect the horn button, the horn will automatically kick on the car. So you want to make sure your battery is disconnected. Figured it's easier to just do that now and find out the hard way if that's what's going to happen or not. So I have my custom steering wheel I'm going to be installing. To install the custom steering wheel, you need a boss kit. Essentially that's just an adapter, and it will allow you to put a custom steering wheel on your Mustang. And I have a horn button. So I'm just going to go in here, and in behind the steering wheel there's some Phillips screws. I'm going to remove those and just see what we need to do next. Well, okay, I did a little, well, had to tear the thing, break the thing apart to figure out how it went together, but so this thing's pretty well trashed now. But at least it'll give you an idea what you need to do to remove the steering wheel. So in behind here there are some Phillips screws. The Phillips screws here, all they do is allow you to remove the little buttons on each side, so you don't need to worry about those. You got to take the Ford logo here in the middle of your horn and you got to peel that off, so keep in mind that it kind of broke all this. So anyways, this will come off. There's some tabs that it just sits in, so once you peel those off it will just flip down and you'll have this cover plate inside here. So anyways, the cover plate, just take a screwdriver, and the tabs that lock it in are broke, obviously, but take a screwdriver, just pop them down. This cover plate will angle out because there's a little hinge part in the bottom, and you're going to see this something like this, except yours will have more plastic all the way around. So all you need to do at this point in time, you can remove these if you want. You can also remove this if you like, the horn piece. It just you get in behind it and it'll pop out. Anyways, well, you got an idea how it works. Anyways, when you get to this point here, I had to pretty well demolish this whole thing. So all that happens here that holds this thing here in is if you got to turn it counterclockwise, and when you turn it counterclockwise, now it's going to be stubborn for me now, isn't it? Hold on. All right. When you turn it, push it in, when you turn it counterclockwise, and you'll see here there's some notches on the side, and this thing here is notched. Let me show you that there. So that's all it is, and then this thing here pops out, and you've got this thing apart here. And from here on in, we'll just see what we need to do next. So we have now access to the bolt. That's got to come off, and we need to use a steering wheel puller. Now I've seen some videos on YouTube where all they do is loosen the bolt off and then just yank on the steering wheel. You could try that as well, but what I want to do now is I want to put the key back in the ignition and try to get my steering wheel as straight as possible, so that I can put the new one on, so that way my steering wheel will hopefully be as straight as possible as well. So let me dig into the middle part here. I'm going to back off this bolt and see what I need to do now to remove the rest of this steering wheel. Hey YouTube, so I removed the 15mm bolt that was in the middle, and I installed the steering wheel remover, installed the proper threads that go into the steering column, and then I just tighten this up, and as soon as it is, and eventually you'll get the point that your steering wheel will pop right out. So it looks like all these Phillips screws that were in the back here that I removed didn't need to be removed at all, actually. So all you need to do is just remove that horn button and access it that way. So yeah, alright, so now we got to get the boss kit on here, and we'll just see what else we need to do on this. Just real quick before we put the boss kit on, just noticed something here. So there is actually a mark on the shaft and on the steering wheel for where the top is. So that's what those are. So I put the steering wheel back on, put the key back in the ignition, just so I can get the steering wheel nice and straight up and down, so that when I install the boss kit, hopefully the steering wheel will go on properly and nice and straight as well. Okay, YouTube. So before you grab the Boss kit, it'd be a good idea to, you got 3 copper tabs here, just to sand those a little bit. That way you got good contact with your Boss adapter, your Boss kit. So that way your horn and stuff's going to work as well. The Boss kit is actually, that the one that CJ Pony sent me, there's little notches on it that correspond with the notches on the side of the steering column here. So there's only one way you can put it on, and it doesn't really matter if you put it up or down. The holes for the steering wheel are exactly in the same place. So I'm going to mount this in, get the bolts, tighten that up, and then install my steering wheel, and then after that comes the horn. So let me get this in, and we'll see what's up next. Okay, so ran into another problem. Here's the horn kit, and it comes with 2 wires. And they're spade type connectors. And when I come in to take a look at the Boss kit has a special plug on it, and they're round connectors. And not only that, but there's 3 wires here, and I have 2 wires on the steering wheel I just removed. So what I did is I got my continuity tester out, and in behind you got your 3 rings. I don't know if you could see it there. Probably see it better on the one that came off. So you have your 3 rings here, and what I did is I checked on the steering wheel, came off, and the horn button, which is just 2 wire, actually uses the center ring and the outer ring. So the 2 colors I'm going to want, or you're going to want if you have the same Boss kit as I have, is the red and the black, and polarity should not matter on this. So what I got to do now is I'm going to cut off that connector on the Boss kit. Put some spade connectors on it that I could use with this here. The yellow, which I won't be using, I'll just be taping that up so that it's there for whatever purpose that anybody else never needs it for. So anyways, continuity tester, handy thing to have around. So again, going to make these wires here fit onto the Boss kit adapter, and I just got to put the right type of connectors on that. So I'll do that and back at you shortly. Alright, well, one more item. So glad I checked. I actually got my continuity tester out, and just for the fun of it, turns out that this outer connector is actually grounded, so it's at the same potential as the chassis of the vehicle. So for the horn button, you need to make sure that the red on the Boss adapter is going to connect to the center hub connector here on the horn button. If you don't, if you connect the red wire onto the outer one, as soon as you plug the battery back in, or as soon as you plug it into the vehicle, you will blow the fuse for the horn. So anyways, if you don't have a tester and you connect it up, you blow the horn fuse, you know you got these 2 reversed. And just for the fun of it, so as I said, so I cut the yellow and wrapped it around itself and taped it just to make sure it doesn't do anything, but at least I don't think it does anything. So I got my 2 connectors I've done here. Make sure I put the proper type of connectors on each of these, and just to make sure that I'm good to go on that. And actually I'd like to put a little bit extra tape on the hot connector here, just to make sure nothing shorts out. Just to make sure that this is wired correctly the way I figured it was, and it is correct. I got my voltage tester out, plugged the battery back into the vehicle, make sure I have potential on it, and the red definitely is hot. So this red cable on the Boss adapter will go to the center connector hub on the horn button. So the next step now is going to be, I have screws here from the kit that came with the horn. I'm going to actually lay this on top of the horn on top of the steering wheel now, line up the holes. Going to go in and plug these onto the connectors on the Boss adapter, and get these screws through, and that should pretty well do it. So let me do that, and we'll come back at you. Alright, so there it is. The steering wheel's in, the job's complete. I'm not sure whether I really needed to remove the cover on the steering column here or not. I don't know. You might be able to do it without removing it. Didn't really seems like you have enough clearance there to do whatever you need to do. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to road test this first, make sure the steering wheel is lined up properly before I put my Mustang logo in here, which came along with the horn button, and that is right here. So anyway, so that'll stick on, so that being that's permanent, I don't want to put that on prematurely. So anyways, I don't know how well you could see it all, but I put green LED lighting inside the vehicle. Replaced the dome light with green LEDs, put green LED stripping underneath where your feet are, and underneath the seats in the front and on the back as well. So anyway, something you can do with, actually all that is it's a LED stripping. It comes in 15-foot lengths. You cut off to size, you solder the wires on, and this stuff is weatherproof as well. So actually, let me show you what I did here. So I've redone the console, and I've actually done some carbon fiber paint scheme on here. You probably can't see it too well right now. Let me just turn on the exterior lighting and see what that looks like a little bit. So it's daytime right now, and you can see the green. So at nighttime, that should show up really well. And I put some in the front grills as well. So there's the effect from the front. And what I did on top of that, these are headlights that I got from AmericanMuscle.com. These are the tinted ones, and I don't know if you guys have, I do have video on internet for those headlights, how to put them in. The running lights on them are really, really, really dim. So what I did is I took the running lights out, the incandescent bulbs, and I got some nice bright LEDs to put in there. So that way you could see this thing when it's running. So, and those are in two separate circuits that I wired in. So I removed the cigarette lighter ashtray. That was right here. I put switches on it, and these switches I wired them straight into the cigarette lighter. And the LEDs don't use a lot of power, so that's an easy tap off anyways. So that is done. And if you've seen my earlier video with the vehicle all gutted, this is pretty well finished now. So I picked up some speakers for the back as well. I got, when the hatch is closed, I got an 18th inch clearance on the back there, so I'm thinking that should work pretty good. And you can see the green LED lighting even from here in the daytime, so I think that's going to work out really well and look really sharp at nighttime. So anyways, steering wheel replacement, and maybe if I get some time, or if I get any inquiries about these headlights, like maybe down the road, put a quick short video together on how to convert those. And just a quick item, if you do buy these headlights from AmericanMuscle.com, you can't see 5 feet ahead of you at nighttime. They're terrible. Well, you figure you're getting 2 headlights for $20. They're made in China. The bulbs are really cheap. So I actually bought some Sylvania bulbs that are compatible with the mounts on these, 60 watts, and I'm hoping that it'll be better for driving at nighttime. So I think the projectors kind of block a little bit of the light coming out. So just a couple items on the car, and all right. Hope this video helps you guys, and take care.